Hello, everyone. I hope your summer is going extremely well. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. And this year has looked a lot different than other years. We were not able to have our traditional Speech and Drama Awards ceremony, so we've been working on putting something together virtually. Before we get started with that, I wanted to take a moment to kind of run down our year, just some little brief recaps. We started the year with our fall musical Bright Star. 3 months of hard work culminating in a beautiful retelling of a story that was full of hope and redemption. Congratulations to all of those students on stage and behind the scenes. We transitioned then into our large group season. Our conference large group contest was canceled due to the weather, but we were able to have our district and state contests, and we ended up with 4 large groups receiving all state nominations. We then moved into our individual contest season. Maquoketa Valley hosted both the conference individual contest and the district individual contests in 1 week. And then when it came time for our state contest, unfortunately it was canceled due to COVID-19. And so we struggled with what to do in that situation. Fortunately, we were able to secure some judges and have a contest at the school in the next couple of days, I believe it was. And from that contest, we received 10 All-State nominations. It should be noted that Mason Lubin received his overall 10th All-State nomination for contest speech, and he becomes the most decorated student in terms of All-State nominations at Maquoketa Valley. So congratulations to Mason on that huge, incredible accomplishment. After the individual season, unfortunately, the spring play was also canceled in its traditional sense due to the pandemic, but our directors and our students stepped up and put together a virtual performance of Stranded: Views from Quarantine. They practiced virtually and then recorded their monologues, and it was all put together in a performance that is available to watch on YouTube if you have not already done so. So congratulations to them. Hats off on their creativity. A huge thank you goes out to so many people for helping us do what we do all year long, year in and year out. First of all, we would like to say an incredibly huge thank you to our parents. Thank you for sharing your students with us and allowing us to work with them countless hours at practices, performances, our productions, and contests. We absolutely love working with them. It is so much fun. We truly believe they are learning a trait that they will be able to use the rest of their lives. And thank you for allowing us to spend that time with them. Also, we'd like to say thank you to the community for helping us out in many ways, especially during the contests that we host, the district and conference contests. Whether you served as a room chair, worked in the concession stand, took money, ran errands, whatever it may be, your support was incredibly appreciated. And we thank you for all of that, and coming to our contests and coming to our performances is greatly appreciated as well. Also to the staff, the faculty, the administration, and the school board at Maquoketa Valley, we thank you for your continued support year in and year out, especially during a year like this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And finally, to our fine arts boosters and all of their donors. Every year we rely on them, and every year they step up and they help us out in so many ways. This year was no different, helping us out with musicians for the fall musical, with judges for our impromptu state contest, and so many things in between that are just too numerous to mention. We could not do what we do without their support. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you to them and everyone mentioned for all of your support. We truly, truly appreciate it. So without further ado, I would like to go ahead and get started with the first ever virtual awards ceremony. You will notice a few surprises sprinkled in throughout. There's a couple of Zoom sessions with some former Wildcat Speech and Drama members. So I hope that they put a smile on your face and get you thinking about the past just a little bit. Decided to have a little bit of fun there. And to get things kicked off, we want to introduce a special guest. This is the executive director of the Iowa High School Speech Association. Please welcome Mr. Craig Enan. Craig, take it away.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Maquoketa Valley Speech and Drama Award Ceremony. My name is Craig Enan. I'm the Executive Director of the Iowa High School Speech Association. And it's my honor to be with you here tonight, or this afternoon, on this wonderful day of celebration for Mac Valley students. You have done great things in Mac Valley this year. Over 50% of the students in Mac Valley are involved in speech theater debate activities. Also, you did a fall musical contest work, and at your contest work, you had a student that broke the contest outstanding record of 10 outstandings this year, Nathan Lubin. Congratulations on that. A truly wonderful record. And then you capped it all off this spring with an incredible virtual spring theater performance. What an outstanding year you've had. These are truly unprecedented times that we're in right now. However, when we take a look back at all this, we may smile, we may laugh, and we'll remember this as being a very special time in our theater speech activities at Maquoketa Valley. Congratulations! Enjoy your award ceremony.
I'd like to say a couple of things about Bright Star, last fall's musical. First of all, congratulations on a fantastic production. It was really a joy working on it with you. And the product that we produced, I think, was really extraordinary. I know that it moved the community emotionally and in the hearts. Your great delivery of your characters, telling the story through the songs. It was just so well done. I was just really, really proud of the commitment level that was put into making such a wonderful show really come to life for your audience and for your directors. So congratulations on a job well done. And know that the memory of this show will be a bright spot for me for many, many years to come. Congratulations. And like I said, it was a joy to work with you.
If you knew my story, you'd have a hard time believing me. You'd think I was lying. Joy and sorrow never last. I'll die trying not to live in the past. If you knew my story, my heaven and my hell, if you knew my story, you'd have a good story to tell. I left my clothes on that cold river rock, my cares and my woes rolled up in my socks. I lay down in that mountain stream and the icy water rushed over me. If you knew my story, my heaven and my hell, if you knew my story, you'd have a good story to tell. I know I was born to carry more than I can hold. Even though I stumble, even though I fall, you'll never see me crumble, you'll never see me crawl. If you knew my story, drew the water from my well. If you knew my story, you'd have a good story to tell. Me, I'm not
I wanted to, one of the things that I was kind of brainstorming in my head is just to touch base and kind of get an idea of, you know, some of the things that happened when you guys were in high school and part of the drama productions, and some of the memories maybe that you had, and just kind of share those with the students today that are graduating. So what I think we'll start with is we'll kind of go around, and if you just want to give us a little brief synopsis of your path, you know, like how you got, you know, from high school to where you're at, maybe include graduation year, families, jobs, whatever you want to do. So Nick, let's start with you.
I thought we'd start with the most senior member of the students on the.
I don't know when everybody graduated, so.
I don't either. I'm not sure. No, that probably would be me, actually. Oh man, thanks, Nick. So yeah, I think I was a senior when Nick and Justin. Well, Justin's even younger.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you graduated with Jill.
Yep. Oh, Nick did.
No, Nick did. That's right. Then you're a year younger. Is that right? Oh my gosh. And Will, I don't remember you, so you must have been a long time after that.
Oh, I am like by far the youngest on this call. I was class of 03. No, 2 years. Well, 2 years younger than her. I was 03.
Okay.
That was right before I got there.
Yeah, right before.
I remember meeting you in Mrs. Temple's classroom when I came to interview, because I sat in on her class and I know you were in there. So we met, but I didn't know anything about you until after the fact. So.
Oh, so I was still. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even realize. Yeah, we would have just crossed paths briefly.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Mrs. Temple and Steve Hegel were 19 when I was a senior. So,
I don't even know who those people are. So that tells you something.
Steve still looks like he's 19.
I graduated in 95.
Will, how about you? Did you say it and I missed it?
03.
Okay.
63.
A little bit.
And mostly in 63, I graduated.
Okay, you win too. So yeah, I was class of 1995, and actually Mrs. Mueller when I came in was still Miss Snow.
That's right.
When I was in school, so came in as a new music teacher, or was a music teacher when I came into high school. Was just high energy. We always had a lot of fun, and we had great taught choir. I mean, it was in show choir and general choir, and it was a blast. We had so much fun. I know we went on a trip to Denver, Colorado when I was there, Colorado Springs, I think it was. Had a great group of people throughout that whole time. Trying to think of lots of memories. Gosh, lots of memories when we put on Dimensions. So many years of those shows. So many, and just so much fun. I should say so many. I was in there 4 years, so I feel like it was probably 6 or 7. But we had such a great time. I appreciated you were always really, really willing to work with all of our schedules. I had a really busy schedule with sports and band and everything else I was in. So it was always great to be able to pop in at any given time and have a music lesson, right? Have some one-on-one time. We always used to ditch study hall and come into the music room, which was nice. So that was really cool that you let us do that. We appreciated that a lot. My path, graduated in 95. I went to Iowa. And actually, it was Mr. Bonebreak that gave me the idea to go in as a communications major, because I was in his English class, and we talked a lot about that, and kind of got me on the path of communications. I have a communications degree and a psychology degree, and I'm currently working for a global organization within their HR department. So it's been a great path for me. From a vocal perspective, I sang a little bit in college as well when I had the time, and then definitely in our church choirs and when I could. And I was really hoping my kids would get into it, but not so much. My sister Jill's kids are great singers though, so I love to go listen to them sing as well. Yes. So awesome times with the Mueller family from a music perspective at MV. They were wonderful when I was there the 4 years. Had a great time. I remember one offsite, no specific memory, but we had a great time. You had us all out to your place. We're all out on the pond, and it was just a great time. I think we had a really good group of kids that all got along well together, and just a lot of fun. So yeah, that's been my story so far.
And Christy,
And
you graduated in year
1995.
95, and you were involved in the musicals, is that correct?
I was.
Okay, so 95, we'd be looking at, let's see here, Babes in our Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yes.
Who did you have to play across from in that?
Mr. Nick Glue and I were both in that together. We were Will and Annie. It was fun.
That's right.
Nobody's on.
Oh my God. And I remember that because, and Nick Robertson. So that called for a kiss, and that was like the first stage kiss, right? And both Nicks were 2 years younger than I was. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this going to be like? It was fine. It was weird and awkward, but it was totally fine. You were.
I was the freshman. It was
you were
like
3 years
Hollywood.
younger. Oh, he was. That's right. That's right. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna get in. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be fine. And it was. We had a lot of fun. Oh, I still sing some of those songs. It's fun. Or we'll I don't know. I'll break out in some random song, or I'll hear it, and I'm like, oh, we did that in choir. That was one of the songs we sang. Or we did that in Dimensions one year. That was really cool. So a lot of good times there.
Were you involved all 4 years with the musicals?
Oh yeah.
Okay, what about the plays in the spring?
Depends on which they are.
I'll say some names. The
remember.
Foreigner would have been maybe when you were a freshman. The Woman at Dead Oaks.
That's that one. I was trying to remember it the other day.
Boys and Ghouls Together, and May the Farce Be With You.
I am not in anything. No, I was not in those productions unless it was as an extra.
Yeah.
Coming into some of those, yes, but not. I was not in those productions. No.
Looking on the musical side, I see Once Upon a Mattress would have been a freshman. You would have been a freshman, I think.
Yeah, I think I was in the chorus in that year. Yes.
Bells Are Ringing.
Bells Are Ringing.
And Babes in Arms.
Long time ago. Oh my goodness.
Those are good. Those are good times right there.
Yeah, such fun productions. Always a great turnout, and they were just so well done. And I can't imagine but think that the kids now in high school, I don't know, maybe the budgets have increased or whatnot, but they've got maybe a little bit more to work with. But the technology that we had at the time, we were always just impressed with how well everything always turned out. Yeah. Right? It was crazy, stressful, busy, lots of rehearsals, and everything just always came together. And so, yeah, you guys did such an awesome job, from the Bone Breaks to on the drama side, to the Muellers with the music side, and it was always just tremendous.
Yeah, I've always considered myself very fortunate to learn from all three of those amazing people. I came in at the right time. I inherited such strong program, and between my wife and I and just a bunch of other people that I work with, we've just been so fortunate to learn so much from all of them. So yeah. I didn't catch who was the next oldest. So who's next?
Well, someone else has joined since we started.
Someone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hi everyone.
Hi, Becca.
It's really late in Wales, so.
So you are in Wales now. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've lived here for 11 years. I became a citizen 2 years ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
In the Gary, Cymru. Mae'n iawn.
We've just been kind of talking about the path that you took from high school to where you are now, and then if you have any, great memories from high school and the productions or anything like that. You kind of have a different perspective having your mom involved there.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that the other day, and I don't think I would have seen my parents at all if I hadn't been in speech drama. And then with having them as teachers as well, I got to see them. It would have been all or nothing, and luckily I got the all bit, and it just seemed really natural. The high school and the music and the auditorium were my second home, you know, since I can remember. You know, I always remember that slope. And when I was like 6 or something, running down the slope and trying to jump up onto the stage. And so many times I wiped out. But after high school, I went to Northwest Missouri State University. I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in theater performance. And then I had to take a little break before master's program. So I joined AmeriCorps. I went out to Montana and worked on Montana Conservation Corps out there. Did some fire line training, which was really fun. So I went from singing and dancing to chopping down trees with a chainsaw. That was lots of fun. And then I transferred and did some teaching in North St. Louis with underprivileged kindergartners, teaching them to read and count and things like that. And then just everything shifted for me. And I thought, I'm going to go back to school and try something completely different. And so I went and started school for environmental geography. Unfortunately, I not came down, but I have a chronic illness. And so that just put everything on hold. I did end up doing some work in administration and insurance. The last 12 years I haven't been able to work. But the thing, I think, having the memories and having the really great foundation of learning to use your imagination, it really makes every day, even though you might, be having a difficult time, just using your imagination, you can make the best of things. And no matter where you end up, whether you're super successful in theater, performance, music, whatever, or you spend the most of your time in a bed, I think that, having a great start with the arts really makes all of the big and the little obstacles, it makes them easier to deal with. So yeah, there we go.
No, I think that's perfect. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's awesome. And what year did you graduate, Rebecca?
1996.
1996. So your senior year was Joseph.
Yeah. I got to be the narrator, and I cannot remember a single lyric. It's a sieve. But
Joseph wasn't done too long ago again, Mrs. Mueller.
I know, it was pretty recent.
There's just something so wonderful about it. It's that family you create in like the 3 months that you're rehearsing. You can become friends, and not just friends, you become family. Mm-hmm. with people that you really wouldn't have mixed with normally in school, because you got some nerds, you got some football players, you got some band kids, you got some, and it's this great mixing pot. It's wonderful.
Yes, it is, definitely.
And for speech and drama, I did want to say, because I was thinking about this the other day, I haven't been able to perform much, but in Wales there is every year is an Eisteddfod, which is this huge celebration of Welsh language and culture. And last year I got up the courage to perform Lafar, which is it's a recitation, and I won first prize. So
hey.
I still got it.
In Welsh.
It's all in Welsh. All of the performances are in Welsh because
That's
it's
awesome.
Wales. What are you gonna do?
That is great. Who's the next youngest?
Me.
You're up.
All right, so I graduated in 1998. Boy, in some ways it seems like yesterday. I from Maquoketa Valley, I went to UNI and got a degree in electronic media. It's essentially a communications type degree, but specific, moving towards journalism. I wanted to be a TV news reporter. And then I had a minor in journalism. And I will just say, I think of this often. I'm in a career now that really has nothing to do with the original degree that I received, which that happens to a lot of folks, right? We all have different career changes. I think often, and especially as I have a team beneath me now, the way that our school, and this is directed at the bone break on the FaceTime there, the way that I was taught to write while I was in high school is a skill that I've come to find not many other people really learned. The art of writing is something that once you get this far where we're all at in life, it's too late. It can't be taught. But I think often that boy, that is a skill that the English classes and writing classes at Maquoketa Valley, boy, sure served us all well. I think, and I think that's probably wherever there's a Maquoketa Valley alum. So I'll get off that soapbox about writing. But thank you for teaching us those skills. So I went to UNI. I did go into journalism. I think in a lot of ways it was influenced by a lot of our experiences and fun that we had in high school speech, putting together TV news recordings. And boy, sometimes if there was some just blooper reels of that, I'd love to put my hands on them. I'm sure they probably exist somewhere. We might not have a device that actually plays them though.
Well, I think you were in TV news the day where was it all one take?
Pretty darn close, probably. I mean, there definitely was no digital editing.
Yeah, you can edit now, so that makes it a lot more efficient. But those days you couldn't edit in all one take.
It was one take and probably some old school analog switchers that maybe we could, we went to a place called Radio Shack back in the day, and we, go from A to B. But that was about it. It was all one take. So that was fun. We had the honor of being selected best. I don't know what they called it, best newscast or best TV news in the state one year. So I think it was some of those experiences early on that really influenced my initial career direction. And I spent about 5 years being a TV news reporter for the ABC affiliate here in Eastern Iowa. So. And that was a great experience. I ended up going on to some other, maybe call it just more business related fields. I got into banking for a few years. And today I actually run our economic development organization here in the city of Marion. So while I don't do anything today professionally that's tied to maybe what we're talking about today, but I'll tell you what, it's the principles, the soft skills, it's every day that I look back and say it was music, it was drama, it was these types of experiences that really influenced the person that I am today in the biggest way. Whether that's being in front of a large group of people, whether that's, I still do I have music in my life in a big way still. My family, we go to a very large church here in Marion, and we have the honor of being on one of the worship teams, and it's fun to do that now with my own family. Both of our kids are in piano lessons, and so we're trying to keep it going, but I'm the same way, that there's so many times where I hear a jingle or all of a sudden I'll bust out in a song, and my daughter, who's 11, she's at just that ripe old age of, you're kind of cool, Dad, but you're starting to not be. She'll be like, what what is that you're singing? And it might be something that randomly is in my head from Oklahoma or Joseph or Godspell. I mean, who knows why that's in my head, but it still is. And it's really special. You know, I don't know if it was a year or two ago, I was back. I still have the opportunity of coming back and speaking in one of Steve Heagle's classes every year, just talking about leadership in general. I have no clue why he asked me, but I stopped down and said hello to Mrs. Mueller. And, you know, while the configuration of the rooms are really, really different today, like Becca was mentioning, it feels like coming home 20 years later. I mean, there's something that's just so special. All you want to do is look around and see pictures of people that you were with, and the memories can just go. I heard someone say the words show choir.
That was me, and that's really old, apparently.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
choir back then.
swing choir. I'm sorry. Swing
swing
choir,
choir.
right?
Yeah,
that's
swing
what
choir.
that's
Yeah.
what I meant to say. It's
swing
it's
choir.
cool now in show choir. Justin's the show choir god. He can talk about that. But, boy, just such a special place. So many special people. Jumping on a call like this makes me wish we could figure out a way to do this with so many more people, because it's so great to see familiar faces. And yeah, it's family. And it's a group of folks that, while I mean, I see Justin quite a bit. Our kids now dance together at the same dance studio, so we run into each other that way. But you know, for some of you that haven't seen, I mean, in some ways it seems like I just saw you yesterday, right? So it's just fun, that bond that you have through drama, through music, that continues on. And Maquoketa Valley and the special people like are on this call will always be just a really significant part of my life, that I think I can always connect many of the successes or good things that have happened in our lives back to a day in Delhi, Iowa.
And you said 1998, Nick, is that when you graduated?
That's what my memory wants to say, yes.
So Wizard of Oz would have been your senior year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. Okay. And were you
I was the lion? I think I was the lion.
The lion?
Yep.
And then were you involved with the spring plays as well?
I was. You said May the Farce be with you. That rings a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been your freshman year.
Yeah, that was a goofy one, I think.
I think your senior year was The Emperor's New Clothes.
I do not think I did that.
And then your junior year was Aesop's Fallables. It's like in A Night of One Acts.
I don't remember those. The musicals were always the big ones for me. I mean, those are the ones that just really stuck with me the most. Well, you think back to those times, though. I mean, I think Becca was mentioning the 3 months and that you'd spend together, and I was one of those people that it might have started with jazz band in the morning at 6 o'clock, and you know, we'd go to school and then we'd go to sports practice. There was always a sport involved for me, and then go home for maybe 20 minutes to circle back and come back to drama practice. Boy, it was pretty amazing that we could pull some of those things off, to be quite honest. And it really, when you think back to it, that's a special thing about a school like Maquoketa Valley, that you can do things like that. And when I just described a day like I just said, that's one of those lifelong lessons that I think has prepared me to be able to just balance things, right? Manage time, you know, not get stressed out about the fact that we've got deadline after deadline after deadline. Kind of been doing it since I was 16, I guess. And so that's another special thing that I think we learned by these crazy days in music and drama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always amazing to look back and think how much we crammed into, you know, an 18 or 19 hour time period. And
then we didn't necessarily all go home right after drama practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we still.
Sometime homework got done. I don't know when. Somehow.
Yeah, study hall? I don't even know. I think about that too. I don't know when we did that. But Nick,
We'd
you're
up
right
till 2 in the
on.
morning, like every single night, and not get home about 10:30, 11.
Yes.
Yeah, till about 2
A lot,
from work.
a lot of all-nighters for me, to be honest. Where
How did we
you have
even
a project.
survive, really?
Oh yeah, and then I would go, and then to reward myself for pulling an all-nighter, I would pick up breakfast pizza at Pronto down the street and try to have a slice in the hallway waiting for class to start without falling asleep. Like that happened many times. Like that was my reward. It was just surviving another day of the chaos.
Pizza all the time.
It's so good. It was the best. It was the best.
It is good.
Yeah, Nick, you really made a good point, and like I said, I think here and others it makes you sparks memories and just life lessons. And I think Nick, you're dead on in that being a part of drama and speech and music. One of the greatest blessings of that is the pushing you out of your comfort zone, and you get used to that, and it becomes comfortable for you to get pushed out of your comfort zone. And you become the one at work or in an organization that will speak up and say, okay, I'll stand in front of everyone and do this. I'm not afraid to be on stage or having 100 people looking at me. And I found myself in that position many a times, and it's really comfortable. Mm-hmm. And you also find that you get really good at improvising. You can just pull something out of thin air and be like, okay, I've had to do this before. Where's this coming from? Could have been from speech, right? Doing an improv through speech. And it is an amazing skill to have. And we just got the benefit of being able to perfect that at such a young age. Perfect it, maybe not, but to practice it often. And so I really appreciated that about Makokata Valley and the speech, the drama, the music programs that were all part of it. And to Nick's point, my kids go to a really large school now. It's almost impossible to be involved in everything in that way. So I look back and think, my gosh, I was so fortunate to be a part of Makokata Valley, to go to that school and be able to do everything I wanted to do. I did sports, I did music, I did all aspects of those and loved every minute of it, and balanced schoolwork and social time and all of that. I don't know how we did it. So anybody there today, hopefully you have the exact same opportunity to do that and enjoy it, because these are some amazing times that you'll look back on and think, yeah, this is why I can do what I'm doing today, 20 years later, because I had such a great foundation here. Yeah. Oh, it's Mr. Bombrick. Woohoo! Hello.
You guys are pretty small. Tell him who you are. Wave or something.
Hi, Mr. Bombrick. This is Christy Hunt was my maiden name. Way back when.
Hey, it's Nick Glue.
Hi, Mr. Bombrick. It's Justin Sands.
Wow. Okay. And Will Foley, FKA Bill Foley.
Hey, Dad, it's me.
Daughter, remember?
I gotta go get something to cool off. Wait, you got 2 more. Hold on.
Well, he knows I'm Matt.
You're that greasy kid.
Yeah.
And here.
And you know Mrs. Mueller, I'll bet.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my couch in my house, Sigmund.
Hard to see. Yeah. You gotta head out.
Woo!
I'll pass along all info I've got.
Perfect. Justin, how about you?
Well, a couple of you mentioned having a song flashback, and that happened to me today, actually. I was working in my yard and had my Amazon Alexa playing, and it was playing Breezy Summer Classics. And on came the summer of '69.
Oh, yes.
And that was my freshman year, the audition song for Kaleidosteps. And Every time I hear that song and it talks about Joni got married, I remember this, that they made a joke because Joni Nefsker was teaching it, and they made kind of a big deal about that. I don't remember who else was teaching, but I can picture it in my mind every time I hear that song. So that happened today, very timely, I suppose. I also did some digging in my house, and I'm a pack rat maybe, but this would be
Yes.
here.
I've got one.
I've got a quilt of all my old show shirts.
And then we get into a trend of yellow for some reason. I don't know if I liked yellow or if the Bone Breaks liked yellow or what. But there's sophomore here. So in Joseph, I was one of the brothers, and I wore a karate uniform. And in Godspell, I don't know that I had a name because we jumped around, but I sang We Beseech Thee, I think. All right. And then junior year, Nick was the lion and I was the scarecrow. Probably one of my favorite roles I've ever played. And then senior year.
I know what show's coming up next.
This one's next?
Guys and Dolls.
Oh, great. So I was Sky Masterson my senior year. And I did all the plays too. I have stronger memories of the musicals. But when you listed off all those, what would have been my senior year play, Matt?
That would have been The Foreigner.
Okay.
That's a great show.
Yep. And didn't Austin Robertson play that? Is that the one with fall work? Like it's a line? Yeah. So anyway, I graduated in 99. Went to Luther and got a music ed degree. And I guess I've probably taken the most literal path that was inspired by Mrs. Mueller. I spent some time teaching high school choir at Kennedy, and I'm coming up on my 10th year. It'll be my 18th year teaching. I cannot believe it. I mean, time just crazy thing. But it'll be my 10th year at Prairie High School here in Cedar Rapids. Some of my memories, Christy said it, nobody wants to be in study hall. And I have the great fortunate opportunity to supervise the study hall in my daily job. And so I remember leaving study hall and hanging out in the auditorium or the music room. And I did not want to become a music teacher to teach music. I wanted to become a music teacher to be like Mrs. Mueller. She just was so awesome outside of class. And obviously, we all know she was awesome in class, but I was really inspired by the relationships she built with her students. And, we would have crazy ideas. I remember we did the cheeseburger song from Veggie Tales, and we wanted to fly in a billboard, and there's no fly space in that theater, but we made it work, and she let us do it. And in there on Saturday mornings painting things, and thinking the balloon drop at the end of Joseph was so cool, and just like figuring all that stuff out. And it was all that like outside of the 45-minute class period or whatever it was that she inspired me to want to make teaching music my lifelong career. So, Miss Mueller, I think you know that, but if not, that's the deal. So in my job, I've directed several shows. I'm not currently involved with the musical, just because I have little kids. I have an 8 and 5-year-old. They take dance. My boy takes piano lessons. And I direct show choir, so I'm on the road almost every weekend. And January, March, whether it be judging or traveling with my own students, and All-State in the fall, and it's just the various things that a high school music teacher has to do. So I've stepped away from the musicals, but I've I've directed a lot of shows, and when I was at Kennedy, we took a show to the Thespian Convention, and just lots of really awesome things. Most recently, I was cast in Kinky Boots at TCR as the old guy, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I got called back for the lead and the old guy, and I'm glad I got the old guy because I should not be singing the notes that the lead has to sing. But obviously that's very, very much on hold, which I'm very sad about because it was going to be my big, it was supposed to be in May, so I was supposed to be doing it since March, but so hopefully sometime in the next year it'll work out and I'll be able to still do it, and they won't plan it right in the middle of show choir season, I hope. But yeah, so I was in West Side Story at TCR like 12 years ago, and then got busy getting a master's degree and having kids, getting married, all those things in the other order. So I was really excited to be able to audition, and I sang my audition for my students, and we had a big old talk about, you know, may not get it. This is what happened. You put yourself out there. Talking about soft skills and life. I just do a lot of talking about auditioning and interviewing and applying for jobs and how that all relates. And you might not get the job you want or the role you want, or you might not get called back even. And it's a learning lesson, and you put yourself out there and you grow because of it. So that was really a powerful teaching day for me, to sing in front of my kids. I mean, I sing in front of my kids all the time, but it's, you know, 4 measures or something, not a whole theatrical song that I'm, you know, acting at the same time. So they thought that was pretty cool. I was proud to do that. And so we shall see if that ever gets to happen. But yeah, the kids at Mac Valley are very, very fortunate. We were very fortunate to have the experience that we did all around theater, music, speech. I was in speech too, and just all those skills that go along with that. So I'm very, very, very thankful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm, you know, always looking at the headlines, trying to, you know, I saw today Broadway looks like it's closed now till January 3rd of 2021. And so, you know, just little things like that just kind of hit me right in the heart when I see that. And it kind of makes the fine arts this fall, you know, right now we're trying to plan a musical for the fall, and it's hard, you know, trying to decide what to do and will we be able to do anything. And yeah, it's just, it's really difficult. So I feel your pain, and I too hope that things start to turn around, you know, as much.
Yeah, it's just, I try not to think about it because I get anxious, because nobody wants to teach choir in this format that we're in right now. And no kid wants to take choir in this format.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about kids dropping if we go online. You know, I'm okay not having performances. That's my least favorite part of the job, honestly, is the performance part. But yeah, so Kinky Boots was initially postponed until with a July 19th opening, I think. And then obviously that's not happening. We did 1 week in person, then we did a week of Zoom rehearsals, which was a really interesting process. And it worked, actually. We, you know, did a lot of character talk. And so there's some things that can be done with that. But now they're saying at the earliest 2021, sometime in the spring or summer at the very earliest. So it's crazy time to be living.
We'll definitely hope sooner than later. So
yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Will, how about you?
Yeah. I'll sort of jump into where I am now. Graduated from Mac Valley in 2003, and then came out to Los Angeles to go to the University of Southern California, and I got a BA in film there. It actually was film/critical studies. So as Nick was saying earlier, I think a lot of the critical writing that I learned from Mr. and Mrs. Bonebrake in high school sort of carried over into my desire to learn more about film theory, things like that. So definitely very intensive in writing, but also film production classes as well. And then my senior year, I sort of started gravitating more towards the business side of the film industry. I thought it was going to be in front of the camera, writer, actor, whatever it might be, director. But then I sort of was drawn more towards the business side. So I graduated from USC in 2007. Immediately started in the mailroom at a major talent agency out here. So literally delivering mail to all the agents, running errands, getting coffee. Sometimes I remember one story, an agent had ordered, tens of millions of dollars worth of art that I had to drop off in my Pontiac Grand Am that I had driven out here. So sort of crazy stories like that. Continued at the agency through 2013, focusing on entertainment research. So studying box office trends, television ratings. Then I moved over to Sony Media Networks from 2014 to 2019. During that time, I started getting more into financial planning and corporate planning, got my MBA part-time at UCLA. And now for over the past year, about a year and a half now, I'm actually at Paramount Pictures in the motion picture planning group. So my group oversees the film slate, not only for this current year, but also for the next 2 years. What movies are we releasing? What does that mean financially? Obviously right now we've had a lot of volatility with our film slate, with theaters being shut down. So, this month, or actually this week, Top Gun 2 was supposed to come out, and we had to move that to Christmas. And, my group is in charge of sort of overseeing that move, but then also calculating the financial impact of doing that and what it means for our business. So it's definitely really exciting. It's been very chaotic lately, just with all the film shifts, and we're already starting working on next year's budget. But have continued really working in entertainment and being close to the arts with my career. So that has definitely, no doubt, stuck with me since high school. As I've been hearing everyone else speak, it's really got my mind going about the things that have meant the most to me and have carried over in terms of not only my career, but in life, and what I've taken from performing and whatnot. First of all, I just want to say, I remember when I came into my freshman year in high school, all you would hear about were these stories about how great the graduating seniors were, or seniors who had just been there the past couple years. So all I heard about was like how great Nick Glue was, how great Nathan Zietlow was, how great Rebecca was. Like all these people were on this call. Justin Sands, he did so much. He not only did help with tech, but he was also a performer. And now he's going to Dorian, or now he's going to Luther, and he's going to be about the Dorian Music Festival there. And you just go, oh my gosh, I am talentless. I shouldn't even belong here, because you just hear. So it was interesting. I don't know if Mrs. Bonebrake and Mr. Bonebrake and Ms. Mueller intended this, but you felt like the bar was always set really high, and you had to exceed what the previous seniors had achieved and what they had accomplished. So I think that was just a good challenge right out of the gate. And starting in the fall, it was right after football practice was done, you had a half hour. What you did with that half hour is up to you, but you needed to make sure you were back in time for musical practice. Concurrently, we were doing all-state rehearsals. So you had that going on. And then it was right into speech contest. And, being able to balance a crazy schedule like that, and, really, becoming the best at not only one thing, but a multitude of things. And it was always interesting, too, to see, being from such a small high school, like bringing in other athletes who had never performed before, because you needed bodies in the musical, or in the spring plays as well. And so I think it was just learning just really how to stretch yourself, but also be on the spot, be willing, being able, and to really push yourself. I think one of my greatest memories was definitely playing Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof, which was my junior year, and that was such a behemoth of a role. My character was in almost every scene. I remember when my senior year came around, I was sort of like retired already. I can't top what happened a year ago. And Mrs. Bumberg is actually super supportive and just gave me sort of like a supporting role in my senior year musical, which I appreciated. But I think speech was also a highlight. Doing improv, doing radio news, I think was the name of the category. Neil Johnson was my improv partner my senior year. I also remember collaborating a lot with Jude Selner. He was Curly in Oklahoma. My sophomore year, I was Judd. Things like that. So there's a lot of memories and a great way just to get really close with not only performers, but a wonderful cross-section of the entire student population.
Well, I know, speaking from somebody who, came in after all of you and joined the Maquoketa Valley family, I can rest assured the wonderful stories I've heard about how wonderful each and every one of you were in your time in high school and all the different activities and performances. And I know I've seen your names in a lot of different places, whether it be, the list of all state performers and or programs and things like that. So you may think you had, you were hearing about all the people who came before you, but you can add your name to that list too. I've heard your name quite a few times. So
I don't know. Like, I always felt like, yeah, I always just felt like, you just went in and all the teachers would talk about was the class that had just graduated, and you go, oh, there's this no way I'm going to be able to perform up to those standards. So hopefully, we tried our best and we tried to leave as strong of an imprint as we could.
It's called motivation, I guess.
It is. That's why I said I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it certainly worked, and it lit a fire under our butts to really push ourselves and to try to put together an even stronger fall musical, and to try to push ourselves to just really give it our all. And I think some of my best memories were that remember the Saturday before, the week before you would go live with the show, you had the all-day rehearsal. And I remember, we'd order in pizza. Sometimes you wouldn't even be on the set. You would just be sitting around on the chairs, just trying to kill time. But it was just fun, just hanging out with other people that, maybe you didn't even know in high school, and just getting to know them in a more intimate, or in a more personal way.
Well, what a year to retire.
I know, isn't it great?
Unfortunate.
How are you, like, I was thinking about this, how are you old enough to retire?
Oh, I am.
I want to ask him that too.
I'm going to be 61.
Shut the front door. That's just crazy.
Next, July 11, 61.
Wow.
Because none of us are that old. We didn't age past high school. So I'm really not sure how this is possible.
I'm not
right.
sure.
And Becca, I do remember you running down the slope in the auditorium and doing as soon as you said that, I'm like, I have the visual. I'm like, yes, there you are.
Did that from like age 3. So a lifetime.
Well, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for giving us a glimpse into what's been going on and some wonderful memories, and truly appreciate it. And some nice words for those students and that are going to be watching the video. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to take a nice trip down memory lane with you while they're watching it. But I thank you for your time, and much appreciated. And if you ever get back to Maquoketa Valley, make sure you look us up. And the auditorium, the backstage area of the auditorium has changed quite a bit since you've been there. If you haven't seen it, there's been some nice additions. So make sure you look us up, and we'll get you a tour and take you back there and walk around and stuff. So a lot of great things are still happening there. So it's a great place, and it always will be. So
thank you so much for having me. This has been cool to see everybody.
Yay.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Thanks,
memories, best part of the day. Thank you guys. Congratulations, Mrs. Mueller. I hope retirement's amazing.
It'll be
And
great.
I hope you'll continue to do great things.
Becca, are you on Facebook?
Yeah. Last name is Andrews.
Okay.
Okay. I was
And
thinking
Mrs.
about that
Bunbury
too.
we can't hear you, but you can wave.
I'll call you
Thanks,
tomorrow,
Brad.
Mike.
All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and we'll hopefully talk to you again soon. So,
Congratulations.
Take care,
Wow,
everybody.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
hello, everyone, and it is time for us to take a look at the awards and the accomplishments of our freshmen. And here to help us out with that is Jen Teamer. Yay! So, Jen, if you want to go ahead and take it away, please.
All right. Our first recipient is Danielle Burkle, who participated in choral reading. She received a Division I in radio broadcasting, all-state recognition in radio broadcasting.
Yay!
Next up is Kayla Clement, who is a member of Bright Star, was a cast member of Stranded Views from Quarantine, participated in choral reading, earned a Division I in radio broadcasting, Division I in poetry, Division I in prose, and all-state recognition in radio broadcasting.
Yay! Congratulations!
Anna Deitmeyer participated in choral reading, earned a Division II in Reader's Theater, and Division I in storytelling.
Yay! Woo, 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 woo!
Amberlyn Farrell was a member of the band for Bright Star.
Yay!
Landon Frazier earned a Division II in Reader's Theater, Division I in radio broadcasting, all-state recognition in radio broadcasting.
Yay!
Avery Holtz participated in choral reading.
Yay!
Sage Hunt participated in choral reading, earned a Division I in radio broadcasting, Division I in prose, all-state recognition in radio broadcasting.
Woo, 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 woo!
Erin Knipper participated in choral reading and earned a Division II in storytelling.
Yay! Congrats, Aaron!
Isabel Landis participated in choral reading and earned a Division II in Reader's Theater. Jenna Legasic participated with the Lights for Bright Star, was a cast member of Stranded Views from Quarantine, and participated in choral reading.
Yay!
Ella Minson participated in choral reading.
Yay!
Zach Miner did the Lights for Bright Star, participated in choral reading, and earned a Division II in Reader's Theater.
Congratulations!
Kennedy Roush participated in choral reading and earned a Division II in Reader's Theater.
Yay! Congrats, Kennedy!
Next, we have Taylor Schmecker, who participated in choral reading and earned a Division II in Reader's Theater.
Yay!
Emily Supel is a cast member of Bright Star, was a cast member of Stranded Views from Quarantine, participated in choral reading, a Division II in Reader's Theater, and a Division II in prose.
Yay! Congratulations, Emily!
Macy Thompson participated in choral reading.
Yay!
And last for our freshman is McKenna Thompson, was a cast member of Bright Star, participated in choral reading, earned a Division II in Reader's Theater, a Division I in storytelling, and all-state recognition in storytelling.
Woo, 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 woo. Yay! Well, thank you, Jen. Congratulations again to all of our ninth graders and their wonderful accomplishments. Let's once again give them a huge round of applause. Yay! Congratulations to all, and thank you, Jen, for helping us to recognize these freshmen.
My pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to recognize our sophomores. And here to do that, let's give a big round of applause for Amy Andrag. Yay! All right, Amy, take it away.
All right, first up is AJ Amundo. He received Division I in TV News, a Division I in Group Improvisation, Division I in Storytelling, an All-State Recognition in TV News, and an All-State Recognition in Group Improvisation.
Yay!
All right, Keziah Mbundo is next. She was a cast member of Bright Star. She received a Division I in Group Improvisation and a Division I in Solo Musical Theater. Next up is Molly Andrig. She was a cast member of Bright Star, a cast member of Stranded, Views from Quarantine. She participated in short film, received a Division I in one-act play, and a Division I in reviewing.
Yay!
Kriya Atwell participated in solo mime, received a Division I in one-act play.
Yay, all right.
Matthew Brem was a cast member of Bright Star and Division II in radio broadcasting.
Yay!
Kylie Chestnut was a cast member of Stranded, Views from Quarantine, received a Division I in Readers Theater, Division I in Ensemble Acting, Division I in Storytelling, an All-State Recognition in Readers Theater, and an All-State Recognition in Storytelling.
Yay! That's Kylie.
Noah DeVore was a cast member of Bright Star, also a cast member of Stranded, Views from Quarantine, received a Division I in Readers Theater, Division II in Musical Theater, Division I in Improvisation, Division I in Acting, and an All-State Recognition in Readers Theater.
Yay!
Lane Domeyer, Division I in TV News, Division I in one-act play, All-State Recognition in TV News.
Yay!
Emma Doyle received a Division II in radio broadcasting, Division I in choral reading. Emma Doyle. Adrienne Freiberger participated in TV News, and she participated in group mime.
Yay, good job, Adrienne.
Courtney Gedkin received a Division I in choral reading. Kendra Hillers received a Division I in group mime, Division I in Readers Theater, Division I in expository address, and an All-State Recognition in Readers Theater.
Congratulations.
Jordan Hogan participated in TV News and received a Division I in one-act play.
Hey, great job, Jordan.
Amaya Hunt, Division I in one-act play, received Division I in choral reading, and also a Division I in original oratory. Avery Croffle, Division I in group mime, a Division I in Readers Theater, and an All-State Recognition in Readers Theater. Carly Lewin was a cast member of Bright Star. She was also a cast member of Stranded, Views from Quarantine. She received a Division I in Readers Theater, a Division I in choral reading, Division I in reviewing, an All-State Recognition in Readers Theater, and also an All-State Recognition in reviewing.
Yay, great job, Carly.
Liz McDowell was a cast member of Bright Star. She was also a cast member of Stranded, Views from Quarantine. She received a Division I in group mime, a Division I in Readers Theater, a Division I in acting, and received an All-State Recognition in Readers Theater.
Yay!
Amanda Moore was a cast member of Bright Star, also a cast member of Stranded, Views from Quarantine. She received a Division I in choral reading and participated in TV News and received a Division I in expository address.
Great job.
Kennedy Ott participated in short film, and she also participated in TV News. Ashton Porter participated in TV News, received a Division I in choral reading, and she also participated in poetry.
Yay!
Leah Reese participated in group mime and received a Division I in one-act play.
Great job, Leah.
Nolan Reese participated in short film and received a Division I in ensemble acting.
Yay.
Preston Rolling received a Division I in Reader's Theater, a Division I in Group Improvisation, Division I in Public Address, Division I in Radio News Announcing, received an All-State recognition in Reader's Theater, another All-State recognition in Group Improvisation, and another All-State recognition in Radio News Announcing.
Great job, Preston.
Krista Sabers, a Division I in Ensemble Acting, a Division I in Reader's Theater, Division I in After Dinner Speaking, and an All-State recognition in Reader's Theater.
Yay.
Kaylin Sands participated in radio broadcasting.
Yay.
Devin Smith received a Division II in radio broadcasting.
Ooh, great job, Devin.
Brock Trenkamp was a cast member of Bright Star and a cast member of Stranded Views from Quarantine. He received a Division I in one-act play, a Division I in group improvisation, and a Division I in radio news announcing. Michael Van Meter was a member of the band for Bright Star, Division I in group improvisation, and participated in improvisation.
Right, great job.
And Paige Winter, Division II in radio broadcasting, Division I in one-act play, and participated in radio news announcing.
Yay.
Nice job, everyone.
Yes, congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. A nice big round of applause once again for our sophomores. Yay! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to recognize our juniors. And here to do that is Hannah Crumpton. So Hannah, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Emma Bites was a cast member of Bright Star, a cast member of Stranded Views from Quarantine, and she participated in short film. She also earned a Division I rating in one-act play, Division II in improvisation, Division II in spontaneous speaking.
Yay! Woo, woo, woo!
Kylan Clary is next, and she was a backstage member of Bright Star.
Yay! Good job, Kylan.
Layla Crippen has received a Division I in one-act play, Division I in TV news, participated in improvisation, and received all-state recognition in TV news.
Woo! Congratulations.
Zach Digman received a Division I in one-act play and Division I in group improvisation.
Yay!
Next, we have Allie Dunn. She was a cast member of Stranded Views from Quarantine, Division I in ensemble acting, Division I in Reader's Theater, Division I in literary program, and received all-state recognition in Reader's Theater.
Yay! Congrats.
Madeline Gellerson was a cast member of Bright Star, received a Division I in group improvisation, Division I in ensemble acting, and participated in after dinner speaking.
Woo, 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 woo. Yay!
Next, we have Nick Gibbs. He did sound for Bright Star and participated in short film and earned a Division I in one-act play.
Yay!
Mitch Himes was a cast member of Bright Star and received Division I rating in Reader's Theater and Division I rating in group improvisation. He also received an all-state recognition in Reader's Theater.
Yay, congrats, Mitch.
Andrew Hildebrand is next. He was a cast member of Bright Star and a cast member of Stranded Views from Quarantine. He earned a Division I in one-act play and Division II in musical theater. Logan Johnson was a cast member of Bright Star. He received a Division I in one-act play, Division II in radio broadcasting, and a Division I in spontaneous speaking.
Yay, good job, Logan.
Next, Andrew Closure was a cast member of Bright Star. He received a Division I in ensemble acting, Division II in musical theater, Division I in solo musical theater, Division 1 in storytelling, and all-state recognition in storytelling.
Yay!
Claire Craffle received Division 1 in choral reading, Division 1 in TV news, and all-state recognition in TV news.
Yay!
Jordan Legassick participated in short film.
Yay, congrats!
Next was Tony Offerman. He was a cast member of Bright Star, participated in radio broadcasting, and received Division 2 in musical theater and Division 1 in solo musical theater.
Yay, good job, Tony.
Next is Paige Panache. She was a cast member of Bright Star, cast member of Stranded, Views from Quarantine. She received a Division 1 in ensemble acting, Division 2 in musical theater, Division 1 in spontaneous speaking, Division 1 in original oratory, and also received all-state recognition in spontaneous speaking.
Woo, 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 woo. Yay!
Briley Pullman participated in short film.
Yay!
Next is Krista Reese, received a Division 1 in ensemble acting.
All right, good job.
Kim Sellner received a Division 1 in TV news, Division 2 in prose, and all-state recognition in TV news.
All right, great job, Kim.
Abby Sheehy participated in group mime, participated in radio broadcasting, and received a Division 1 in prose.
Yay, congratulations.
And lastly, we have Aniston Trenkamp. She participated in short film and received a Division 1 in one-act play.
Yay! Well, thank you, Hannah. Congratulations to all of our juniors. Job well done and wonderful work and all your accomplishments. And let's go ahead and have one more big round of applause for all of our 11th graders. Yay! Woo, 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 woo! Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to recognize our seniors. And here to help us with that is Ann Grant. So let's give Ann a big hand. Yay! All right, Ann, if you want to go ahead and let us know who these wonderful people are and their accomplishments.
Nicholas Chen, cast member of Bright Star.
Yay!
Lexi Deitmeyer received a Division 1 in TV news, Division 1 in literacy program, and all-state recognition in TV news.
Yay! Congratulations.
Chance Downs, Division 1 in TV news, Division 1 in readers theater, Division 1 in public address, all-state recognition in TV news, and all-state recognition in readers theater.
Woo! Yay!
Amber Engelken received a Division 1 in choral reading and participated in poetry.
Yay!
Next up is Lydia Helly. She was a cast member of Stranded Views of Quarantine, received a Division 1 in readers theater, a Division 1 in choral reading, a Division 1 in expository address, Division 1 in review, all-state recognition in readers theater, and all-state recognition in expository address.
Yay! Congratulations.
Next, we have Carter Hildebrand. Carter received a Division 1 in TV news, participated in radio broadcasting, and all-state recognition in TV news.
Yay!
We have Emma Hill. Emma was a cast member in Stranded, Views from Quarantine, a Division 1 in choral reading, participated in short film, and a Division 1 in original oratory.
Yay! Congratulations.
Kaylin Hogan, Division 1 in one-act play, and Division 1 in literacy program.
Yay!
Mason Lubin. Mason received a Division 1 in readers theater, Division 1 in ensemble acting, Division 1 in public address, Division 1 in acting, all-state recognition in public address, all-state recognition in readers theater, and all-state recognition in acting.
Yay! Congratulations.
Shelby March was a cast member of Bright Star, was a cast member of Stranded Views of Quarantine, Division 1 in Readers Theater, Division 1 in Ensemble Acting, Division 1 in After Dinner Speaking, All-State Recognition in Readers Theater, and All-State Recognition in After Dinner Speaking.
Yay!
Jaden Porter received a Division 1 in one-act play, participated in TV news, and participated in poetry. Next, we have Summer Schmucker. Summer participated in short film.
Yay!
Erica Supel was a cast member of Bright Star, a cast member of Stranded Views of Quarantine, received a Division 1 in TV news, participated in short film, received a Division 1 in prose, and all-state recognition in TV news.
Woo!
And then we have Grace Wegman, who participated in short film.
Yay! All right, so that concludes the recognition of our seniors. Thank you, Anne, for doing that for us. Let's take a moment here and just give everyone a big round of applause for all of their accomplishments this year. Yay! Congratulations to each and every one of you. Well, we want to say thank you for taking the time to join us. Being in quarantine has allowed us to think about a lot of things. And, we were working on this year's Speech and Drama Awards and kind of looking through some things. And we just wanted to touch base with some people that have been a part of our program and in the past. And so what we want to do to start with here is there's a reason you're all together, but we'll come back to that in just a little bit. I wanted to kind of go around the Zoom and just see how everybody's doing. Introduce yourselves, what you've been up to, maybe what path you've been on, and we'll kind of go from there. So Sam, we'll start with you.
All right. Hi, guys. I am Sam Koopman, used to be Strum, and my husband and I and our two kids are living in Cedar Rapids, Iowa now. We have kind of been all over the world. When I graduated, I went to UNI, which is where Adam was as well. And I mentioned Adam because he was in the program as well. We were in the same high school. So we went to UNI and he joined the Army. So then we went to Germany. We got married and we went to Germany for 3 years, which was amazing. And we had a lot of great adventures there, got to travel and see a lot. And then we went to Germany. From Germany, went to Colorado, was our next duty station. And there we had our daughter Hadley in 2015. And then we moved back to Iowa when he got out, and we were in Fort Dodge for a year, where he worked at the prison. And then we moved back here to Cedar Rapids to be closer to all of my siblings. I have 4 siblings that live within 10 minutes here, so it's been really nice. And then we had our son Wyatt in 2018. So he just turned 2. So we have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. She just finished preschool. So as for me, with Adam in the military, I kind of jumped from job to job working in credit unions. So it's kind of the thing that I got started with. And just recently, I have been doing some subbing for a paraprofessional. So I think in the coming school year, I'm going to look into starting out as a sub and seeing how it feels. Last year with my first job, I took 1 sub shift and I got like 4 offers for a full-time job. So they really need people, but I'm still kind of on the fence about wanting that time with Wyatt versus going back to work full-time. So that is the path I'm on, but mostly just family, spend a lot of time with my family. So
that's understandable. That's great. And Sam, you graduated in what year from MB?
We don't need to talk about it. I graduated in 2009.
Yeah, 2009. Okay. Rebecca, let's go to you.
Okay. So after college, I graduated in 2010, so very close to Sam. I went to University of Iowa, but then went down to Alabama for my first reporting job, which shockingly was probably the most amazing experience I've ever had. I mean, Alabama, the Gulf Coast is gorgeous, and I learned so much having to report on everything. It's like you kind of become an expert on like a million different subjects just for the day, though, like an expert on a 1.5 minute segment. And that was amazing. Ryan and I got engaged while I was in Alabama and he was in Houston. So we kind of lived part-time, both cities, which was really cool. It was like 2 vacation cities. And then I got to fill in Anchor a little bit, which was really the opportunity that throttled me into the next part of my career. So now we're in Colorado. I got a job as the morning anchor in Colorado Springs for a 2.5-hour show. And then we have a 1-hour show after that. So I basically talk for 3 hours every morning to a camera, which is kind of weird, but maybe that's easier because I don't see all the people I'm talking to. And then I have to mention our really cute dog, Sammy, that we got here. And we're supposed to be getting married this July, but coronavirus has thrown sort of a wrench and everything. So we're still getting married, but we're waiting to have the reception because we want all of our family to be there.
Yep, absolutely. So, great. Thank you. Faith, let's go to you.
Okay, my stories are way less exciting than that because it's been about a year since I left high school. But I went down to college in Florida, in Lakeland. I go to Florida Southern, and I get the question a lot, but yes, I am going back to Florida. I love it. I absolutely love the warm weather. I hope someday to move somewhere even farther, like more tropical, like Jamaica or something like that, just for a little bit. It doesn't have to be forever, but I just want to see more of the world and that kind of thing. I realized that everybody, like there's so much more culture in Florida than you get in Delaware County. And I've just fallen in love with all the culture, the Hispanic, Latina, and the African American and Asian American. It's just awesome. I'm hoping to kind of take my career path on there. I took an intercultural communication class this semester and I loved it. It was so eye-opening and something I feel like everybody should take and think about. Obviously I was supposed to finish my semester in Florida, but I came back mid-March back to Iowa, and it's been kind of tough to be back home because I love Florida, but it's good to see my family and have that extra time with them because I don't think I plan on coming back next summer. I think I'm kind of going to try and find a good internship down there and kind of make my own mark down in Florida. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I work 2 jobs right now just to pay off the student loans. But other than that, I'm loving it.
That's awesome. It sounds like a very interesting class you took there too in the communication. So.
Oh, it was amazing.
That's great. Hannah, let's go to you.
Okay, so my story is a little less exciting than Faith's, but I go to UNI, and it took me a really long time to figure out what I wanted to go for because there's so many things that I could see myself doing. Right now I'm heading down the business path, but it could change. Who knows? So yeah, I'm at UNI, and then I'm also going back next year to UNI, and I just got my apartment, so I'm really excited about that because I'll be living down there. And yeah, I just got a job at Fairway, so I have to go to work there after this. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really glad it's summer. It's time to relax. But this quarantine, it does suck with the coronavirus and everything. It feels like everything's just getting canceled. So it does kind of suck. But other than that, I'm just enjoying life.
Good. Thank you. And Mason, I know you just graduated from high school yesterday, excitingly, but maybe kind of switch gears and tell us what your plan is and what the future looks like for you.
Okay, well, I plan to go to Iowa State for aerospace engineering. And yeah, that's about all I have planned out. I don't know, there's not a lot. It's been less than 24 hours since I graduated. Yeah. I don't know.
Goals, like what you would like to do?
I'd like to move somewhere cool. Like Faith said, outside of Iowa, there's so many things to explore. So I'd like to go to like Florida or Washington or Oregon or anywhere but Iowa. Doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, get out there and do some exploring. Yep.
Mhm.
Good. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, the reason that you are all here today is because of your accomplishments. And we realize you know us, we know there's so many things that go into making or what a contest speech student would consider to be successful. And we look at a lot of different aspects, but one of the things that people look at, obviously are all state nominations. And we started to take a look back through the past and started doing some tallying up of all state nominations. And Sam, when you graduated in, you said 2009, right?
Yep, a little while ago.
No, that's great. It's not that long ago, hey.
I know, it's not.
I had my 30th class reunion last summer, so that's not long ago at all. But anyway, we were looking at things, and when Sam graduated, she had 8 All-State nominations, and that was the most that Maquoketa Valley had ever had at that time. So
I know that.
Yeah, I know. See, we knew all these things now. So, yep. Yeah, that was a great accomplishment. You held that for 1 year.
Becca.
The person right below me.
Sorry.
Came in, and when she graduated, she had 9 All-State nominations, and that record held for about a decade. And that's when the other 2 ladies on the screen came in, and they tied that record. And so they each, Faith and Hannah, both have 9 nominations as well. Now, that was great until this year. And the reason you're all here is because you guys have these wonderful accomplishments. Mason graduated this year, and when he did graduate, he ended up with 10 All-State nominations.
Wow, thank you.
That's awesome.
Awesome, yep. But you folks, I mean, it's crazy when we look back and we take a look at what you accomplished during your years at Maquoketa Valley. And we were looking through some things, and you all have these neat little things about you. Sam and Rebecca were both part of those. I don't know if you remember those sweepstakes trophy years. Would have been your IE years of, what was it, 2000? Was it 2008, 2009 maybe? It was either 7, 8, 8, 9.
Yeah.
You guys were a part of the sweepstakes trophy, which means in the state of Iowa, Maquoketa Valley had the most individual All-State nominations in the entire state. And so that was a great tribute to both of you. Rebecca, one of the things that you have that nobody else has is that you went to All-State, both large group and individual, all 4 years of high school.
I got lucky.
That was crazy. We all know there's a little luck involved, but
yes.
But there's so many other things that outweigh that. So
A lot of skill, a lot of talent.
a lot of talent, yeah. And when we were looking down here, Faith went to individual All-State all 4 years. Hannah was in large group all 4 years. And Mason I think he's the only one on the list of you guys. He had a perfect year 1 year. His junior year, he went to All-State for both of his large group events and both of his IE events. So
wow.
Every one of you has a great story. And so we wanted to kind of bring you all together and find out, what's been happening with you, whether you've been out for 10 years or whether you've been out for 24 hours. kind of go through some things. So one of the questions that we wanted to kind of pose to you was, fond memories that you have, or, like fun stories. Maybe there's a favorite category or a favorite performance that you remember. And just kind of speak about that for just a little bit. So we'll kind of go reverse order this time. And Mason, let's start with you. And since it's the freshest in your memory, what do you have for us?
Probably my senior year, individual. I had never done a sad piece before, and I chose 2 sad pieces. And just being able to make the audience cry was really exciting. I don't know, it's weird, but it was really fun to be able to move people that much, because I've always just been making people laugh, but it was really cool to do the opposite and make people cry. That's probably one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, it was definitely when you started talking about some of those pieces that you were considering and thinking about. I do remember kind of thinking, oh, that's going to be a nice stretch for you, which was great, because like you said, he's been in these comedic pieces for everything that you've done. So yeah, those readers theaters and all that stuff have all been in that comedic genre. So that was good. Hannah, how about you?
My favorite would probably have to be the individual serial killers speech I did. Just because it was something that was so crazy and different. And I just remember, like, it was tough for me because I had to be serious but still keep it exciting and not freak everybody out, because it was something that I found very interesting and I wanted people to understand it. And it was so fun. It was just me and Mr. DeVore had a really fun time making it creepy and just making the posters were the best part of it. So that was probably my favorite piece that I've done.
You got to blow up the faces of the serial killers and make them really.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Faith, how about you?
For me, I don't know if I had a favorite piece, but I do know that my freshman year, when I first did individual speech, I went home. I didn't even go to the little party you guys have in your room because I thought, well, there's no way. Everybody said, no freshmen make it. And so I went home, and when I got the text I made it, it was like something changed in me. Like something just told me that, hey, I can do it. And you know what? I'm going to keep doing it. And I remember going to the ceremony at UNI, and the MC for the afternoon, he had everybody stand up one by one, whoever made it for their first year, their second year, and they got to the people who had made it all 4 years for individual. And in that moment, only a few people stood up, but the pride that you could see around them and in their face was just something I knew that I wanted for myself. And I knew that in that moment, the next 4 years, I was going to work to be in that spot. And so I spent all my early mornings with you guys and the speech coaches, and I spent late nights in front of my mirror, whether I was standing or sitting on the ground or in the bathroom in the shower practicing, just so I could be in that spot. And for me, that was my favorite memory, was finally getting that 5 seconds to stand up and say I did it, stand in the same spot that I was 4 years ago.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that at one point. We had that conversation, and that was a great goal and a great memory there. So
yeah, it's something I'll never forget.
Absolutely. Rebecca.
I think that my favorite might have been the musical theater with Sam. Because it was I'm sort of an individual person. I really liked individual speech the most. And that was the first time I really felt like, dang, I'm on this team that believes in me and each other, and we can do this. And it was really exciting because also Sam was an upperclassman for me, so I was like, oh my gosh. So that was a really cool thing. And I also think the mime that I did, it was an on-stage mime with dance. I just gotta say to the DeVores, I was like, what are you doing? Why do I have to do mime? You guys are so good at understanding what people can do and where to push their boundaries. And by the time that it was rehearsed enough to go to the first or second competition, I was like, okay, I get it now. This is cool. I really like this. And I don't know, it was a really good experience. So I thank you guys for pushing the boundaries there.
Well, yeah. And I'm going to applaud you for giving mime a little shout out, because we do get that a lot where students seriously, and
yeah.
If you look back over the years, mime solo mime and group mime could quite possibly be one of the most successful events we've had at Maquoketa
really?
over the years. Yeah. So
wow.
It's just a matter of, it does give you a different way to artistically express yourself. And because you're not talking doesn't mean you can't do profound and beautiful things with it. So, and a lot of kids have really, we have a lot of kids who are in the same situation where they're like, nah, and that changes. And by the time it's all done, they're really connected to it and they feel part of something special, which is ultimately what it's all about there. So, Sam, how about you?
when you put that question on there, I thought, oh, like this is really going to be pulling back. And so much of it mixes with, was that with a musical or was that a play or was that in contest speech? Like I'll still never forget, before I get to my actual memory, is it Pizza Ranch? And you scared Adam so badly. Never forget it. Yeah, I don't even think it was contest speech, but I mean, so many of our memories from high school are intertwined with you guys. But for me, I had two, and both of them were musical theater. I was very musically involved in high school, and they both reached for the gun with Rebecca. That was my first time performing at Allstate with that category. And it's funny because we've performed on bigger stages and we've performed for bigger audiences. But maybe it's the audience that's there. Everybody is in there with the love of the same thing, or maybe it's just how hard you work to get there. But I remember coming out of there and just feeling like this euphoria of like, oh my God, like this is what it feels like to have accomplished this. Like it just was so amazing. And I remember wanting it so bad. And then I got one of the best opportunities. So we'd all gone and seen Wicked in New York. And it was such an honor to be able to do that with Tara, who we'd been best friends forever and basically sang and everything together. So it was awesome to be able to do that. And I remember that, I can't remember whether this was our first or second, I think it was right before All-State nominations, Tara lost her voice and she was half of the equation. And so just kind of dealing with the stress of that and knowing how hard she pushed herself and how hard I pushed myself. And I remember her just like, and me like crying afterwards, like, we did it, we did what we could. And getting that nomination was just like such a relief and such an accomplishment. But also just, you deserved an award too, because it was such an intricate piece of when the music needed to start. And I remember, I don't know if you ever actually watched us or if you just like watched the music player, like waiting to start playing the music again.
I don't know if I ever watch any of my students when they're performing because I'm so nervous all the time. Like,
right.
My eyes are open, but I'm not sure I'm really focused.
Yeah, that was my absolute favorite. And just, I just remember crying with her. Like when we hugged at the end, that was actually a scripted part of the piece. But I just remember both of us just crying like, we're seniors, this was it, this is done. And you might use those things later on in life and you might not, but I don't think those are memories that I'll ever let go of. So yeah, that was a pretty special thing.
Yeah, those are all great memories. Those are good things. And I think, you know, when I look back on it, you know, I know you guys are here because of total number of All-State nominations, but you know, All-State is really the icing on the cake. We've talked about that. It's the decorations on top of the icing, actually. It's just, it's awesome and everything, but the journey that you take to get to that point is really what it's all about. And I know I've told Mrs. DeVore this, and I've shared it with you, I'm sure. The practices to me are, those are the things that I really remember. Now, yes, some performances stick out, you know, like, you know, in All-State and stuff like that, but the time where we get to spend so much time together and laugh and cry and talk about all these things, those are the things that I kind of remember. So I'm going to put Mrs. DeVore on the spot a little bit. She's probably not going to like it very much, but I'm going to have her kind of go around and tell you what some of her favorites are. Now, she may not have worked with all of you as much as some of the others, but, you know, I'm sure she's seen some things there. So I'm just going to kind of put her on the spot a little bit. So
it's hard. That's a hard one.
It is.
Because I know, like with Sam, we worked on an ensemble together. It would have been like you and Brando.
Yeah.
Blue. Yeah, Lives in the Wind.
Lives in the Wind.
That was a good time. Were you also in the breast cancer choral reading too?
I was. Yeah. One I like to remember, if it was you, was it the wallpaper? Was it called the wallpaper?
Oh, wallpaper.
I'll never forget that because that was creepy. Like I felt creepy as I was crawling around, but that was another point where Rebecca said, like, you guys pushed us out. But I thought that was with you.
Did you work with me on that, or did you work with somebody else?
I don't know. I thought it was Mrs. DeVore.
It was somebody.
It was one of you. But yes, I was in the breast cancer choral reading.
I was too.
That's right.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. As well as I worked with you, I think, on Solo Mime. Your first year. Yeah. And that
Opening
was
night. Opening night.
That's what it was. You're right. I forgot what it was called.
And that
Wow,
was
you have good memory.
Well, I've had a chance to go back and look some things up, but I won't do that one. I knew that one.
Okay.
Especially with you, because it was one of those things where you took something that you loved and we just built and built and built. And it was so simple, but so beautiful. And that's something that I won't forget. But in terms of the breast cancer choral reading, that was just something that was super special. You know, it was one of those things where we definitely thought about Jackie Niehaus a lot during that. But there were a lot of other things. We had the woman who came in and talked with us who had breast cancer. So that was also really nice to have another person's perspective. When we went to, I think it was Monticello, and we did our conference performance, the lady who was our judge had also had breast cancer, and so she was crying. It was just one of those moments where it was like, there were lots of little pieces throughout that were just perfect, just beautiful. And I know, like, in terms of Faith and Hannah, they were also in choral reading their freshman year with me. And that was such a fun time. I love the fact that with both of you, it's one of those things where I was like, all right, you guys figure out how you want to say it. You do. Go work with your group, and you guys just really kind of came to life. Probably at some point during conference, people started to come to life. And it was really not until districts that everybody really started to come to life.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. It was just, it was something that was very different. I'm going to be honest, I don't do a lot of humorous choral readings, just because I don't think that that's necessarily my forte. But it was fun working with you guys in that respect. And I know that Hannah, we also worked together, well, quite a few times, I think, in individual. I think about the speech that you gave on OCD. That's one of those speeches that definitely will stick with me. And then Faith, I would say, even though I didn't work with you in terms of the review on the Jodi Picoult book.
Oh, that's mine. You can't take that one.
I was because I remember watching it, and instantly I was like, I've got to read this book. I have to read this book. And I have, and it's awesome. Like, it is one of those books that it causes you to go, whew, new perspective here, totally new perspective. And then in terms of Mason, you know, really the only time I worked with you was freshman year in terms of play. But I saw a lot of your pieces. And I would say that in terms of this year, you definitely allowed yourself to stretch and grow. And it was really fun to watch you from the very beginning all the way through to the very end. So everybody nicely done. Lots of great things.
Yeah, it is crazy to think back on so many things when I, look back through there. And, when she mentioned Faith's, I mean, I can think about lots and lots of different times I've seen Faith perform, and, lots of smiles on my face, and lots of times where I'm on the brink of, tears and stuff like that, if she's got something strong going on right there. But when the strongest I think I've ever seen you perform was the review. Is it Small Great Things, or what was it?
Yeah, Small Great Things.
Yeah.
That was one of the strongest times I think I've ever seen you perform. All of you know the power of pause. That is one thing that you all do very, very well. And it's something that's really, really hard to teach, but you have natural pausability. And yeah, I just remember watching Faith there going, holy cow, that is just insane. Hannah, I mean, I can think of lots of different things, but things that stick out. When I think of you, I think about those Readers Theaters and those comedic performances. I do, when you mentioned the serial killer one, I was like, I instantly go to those posters and different things like that. But just thinking about some of those lines in those readers theaters and the little extra zing that you can put on those things was just so good. It was awesome. Mason, it felt like we were attached at the hip, you know, for about 4 years. We worked on so many things together, and the comedic piece, the comedic timing that you had in those things is just something that I didn't really have to work on with you. It just came naturally, and you kind of became a professional kisser by the time you were kissed a lot in readers theaters and different things. So I mean, that was really great. But yeah, that comedic timing that you had, and just the way that you interpret things, and you guys are all great interpreters because you kind of know what the mood of the piece is and things like that. So Rebecca and Sam, yeah, I'll be honest with you, They Both Reach for the Gun that's still one of my all-time favorites. I remember working on that and just running and rerunning that thing, and the choreography, I just thought it was so much fun. I remember Rebecca, when you found out you were in musical theater, I do remember you kind of looked at me and you were like, Mr. DeVore.
I was like, I don't sing, guys.
Fine. So that was awesome, and there's just so many wonderful things. You know, Sam, you bring up Wicked, and that was a special time as well. But there's just lots and lots of great memories. You know, what I want to share something else, but before we do that here, because I know I want to keep moving here, but if there's somebody out there watching, a student that is either hasn't been out for contest speech and is thinking about it, or they are a member of the contest speech program and they're continuing in the program, what might be some advice you have for them to either, you know, kind of give them that nudge to get involved, or something for them to think about or work on if they're already in the program? So Hannah, let's start with you.
Okay, well, anybody who I have talked to who didn't do speech in high school, they always tell me how much they wish that they would have done speech in high school, just because I really don't think that I'd be half the person I am today. Like, I don't think I'd be as confident as I am without doing speech, because you really do have to step out of your comfort zone and be comfortable talking in front of a large group of people. But I also think it's helped me in college, because it's helped me be able to talk to new people and make friends and get up in front of my class and give out speeches. So it's not just, speech isn't about just standing there and memorizing a speech and giving it. It's about learning lifelong skills, like to know how to be a good communicator with people, to know how to be more confident, to have better self-esteem. There's just a lot of great things that come along with speech.
Yep, very good. Faith, how about you?
I think one of the things that everybody, whether they're in speech or not, and they're thinking about it or you're already in the program, everybody's in high school and everybody's about the same age. And my biggest advice is to remember you aren't too good. You're not too good to think this sounds dumb. You're not too good to do mime. You're not too good to do musical theater just because you don't think it's the coolest thing you can do. You're not too good to do choral reading and do something that's meaningful. You're not too good to fake cry. Like, I remember you made me go like that, like an octopus with Abby Holt, and I was so embarrassed. I'm like blushing now because it still embarrasses me, because that's what people remember. But you know what? I'm not too good to act like an octopus or a squid or whatever it was. And I think that's what people need to remember, is you're not too good and life's too short. Just play the octopus, play the squid, do what you got to do.
You were a slimy squid.
Yeah, slimy. Oh my God. That was special.
That was the best.
Sam, let's go to you.
So for me, it was a little different. I have always been super charismatic and a chatterbox. And so speech for me, especially for the people who are deciding whether they should go into it, speech for me was an outlet. I was in vocal jazz and musicals and plays, but contest speech kind of gives you that way to express yourself. Like, yeah, you're still following things, but you have a lot of ownership with it. And there's the competitive side where you get to push yourself and see where something that you've worked hard for can take you. And for me, my path in life and where I've ended up now, didn't end up with a lot of like the singing or dancing or things like that. So just like Kay said, like life is short, and I myself obviously would have never missed that. But for the people who are questioning it, you should, because sometimes, like Rebecca, she gets to report, she gets to do that, she gets to be in front of a camera, but sometimes life doesn't give you those opportunities afterwards. So I feel like anyone who's questioning it should grab it and should run with it. I mean, I remember so many kids in my class, once speech really kind of picked up the ball and was rolling with MV, how many people thought like that they were just these sports kids, right? Everybody in high school has this label, and there was these sports kids, but suddenly everybody could be in speech. And it's kind of just that big arena where everybody is in there and everybody's the same and everybody's working for the same goal. And you get to meet kids that you normally might not interact with a lot. And it was just so fun. So yeah, like my path hasn't taken me exactly where I thought it would be, but I'll forever cherish getting to enact those things and getting to perform the way I did in high school. And on the platforms that were given to us. So yeah.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, and I can't wait until your kids get a little older and you get involved in community theater.
Hadley has the drama for it, so.
Well, I'm talking about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I think that'd be a great outlet. That would be awesome. So. Yeah. Mason, let's go to you.
It's kind of like Face, like you're not too good to do something. You just have to throw yourself into the piece. Like I've played a duck, a chicken, a horse. Like I've done all these stupid voices, but like without doing those voices, the piece isn't going to be anywhere near as good as it would be otherwise. So you really just have to trust the coaches, trust the piece. You have to just do it. Like you may think dumb, but you're going to look even dumber if you're not doing it all the way. Like you really have to commit to the piece.
I think you bring up a great point with commitment. It's like you say, yeah, you're going to look a little foolish when you do these things, but that's the point of the piece. But you are going to look even a little bit more foolish if the piece calls for it and you're not selling it. You're not committing to it 100%. So I think that's a great piece of advice there. Rebecca, how about you?
Well, it's funny because I really would second what everyone's saying about getting out of your comfort zone, because that's something I still struggle with. I mean, I think you can be a great orator, you can read well. I mean, that's what I do every day, but I still struggle with being weird, and that's just like, I think that takes you from just talking well to being a really good storyteller. And I just would urge people to not feel weird, just put it all out there, everything. But as for people who maybe are trying to decide if they want to do speech, I would say that speech is the most important thing I did in high school, and it's followed me everywhere from college to my first job to my career now. I mean, not just speaking well and being confident, but preparing. I mean, I would stay up because I'm a procrastinator late at night and practice interview questions out loud. I practice my live shots out loud. Even today when I go into our newsroom and get ready for the show, I read all these stories out loud. I think the preparation to be great is so important. And with the practices, like you said, that's what I remember a lot of is the practicing. And then knowledge is power and knowledge is confidence. The more you know about your story, the more confident you are telling it. And I think that takes you up another level too.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Do you want to talk about the out loud and the practicing just in your classroom?
Oh, people hate it. Yeah, in speech class, it's one of those things where before we present, everybody go find a part of the wall, practice to the wall. That's stupid. No, it's not. You've got to practice it out loud. I constantly say it. That's how you get better, is by practicing it out loud, because that's when you really hear things. In your head, It sounds fabulous, but it out loud, that's where you can be like, oh, whoa, that didn't work so well. Maybe I should try that differently.
Well, and I can't tell you how many words I think I know how to say. And then it comes up in the prompter and I'm live and I'm like, oh crap, I should have said that out loud 15 minutes ago.
We just wanted to say thank you so much. First and foremost, for being wonderful ambassadors for the program. We thank you for all the wonderful memories over the years, and thank you for taking the time today to share all these great things with students. We truly appreciate it, and we hope that your paths continue to go up, and you get to do lots and lots of wonderful things. So I thank you again, and we will hopefully stay in touch and look forward to seeing what's next for each and every one of you. So.
Spring play looked very different in 2020. The Lost Boy was supposed to hit the stage at the beginning of May. However, as a result of COVID-19, Peter Pan and Tinker Bell flew off to a hidden island. Hopefully they'll fly back to our stage one day. Due to the quarantine, we found a play of monologues that allowed us to socially distance in our home, but still gave students the experience of a play. Stranded, Views from Quarantine, written by various stage partners' playwrights, focused on characters who had, in some way, been quarantined, typically on a cruise ship, due to this pandemic. These monologues gave some students an opportunity to move beyond a non-speaking or bit character role. Mrs. Teamer and I were proud of these students for their successes with this recorded show.
And finally, this year the Maquoketa Valley Speech and Drama Program would like to present their Defining Performance Awards. These two individuals have been wonderful friends to our program over the years, and we wanted to say thank you for their dedication and innovation. When looking at Mrs. Mueller's contributions to the Speech and Drama Program, the 31 high school musicals and 14 junior high productions she has been involved with instantly come to mind. She has been a consistent force when it comes to the drama productions at Maquoketa Valley. Whether it be at the piano, directing on stage, costuming, or working on set and scenery, Mrs. Mueller was a rock star. And besides the work on the stage, there was so much more. She could also be found helping students with their musical theater music, room chairing at our speech contests, and setting up equipment for radio news announcing for contest. Mrs. Mueller has been a true advocate and cheerleader for students in the speech and drama program. She could be seen at many speech contests supporting the students. Her experience, professionalism, and creativity both on the stage and off will be greatly missed. Thank you, Mrs. Mueller. Mr. Tutkin was always willing to volunteer as a room chair or timer at our speech contests. Our students have also appreciated him attending musicals, plays, and away speech contests, encouraging and congratulating them. Although we are very thankful for Mr. Tutkin's visibility, we would be remiss if we didn't showcase what he has done for our program behind the scenes. He always checked in to see how things were going during stage productions and speech seasons, offering assistance if needed. When the number of contest speech participants increased to 80 and then 100, he helped us secure more coaches. One of the biggest ways Mr. Tutkin has helped our program is his guidance in the updating and renovation of our auditorium and backstage areas, including lights and the addition of a scene dock, costume and prop area, and green room. His support and guidance will be greatly missed. Thank you, Mr. Tutkin.